Hello, hello.
Happy
Friday.
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 Go Gremlins finest. I see you with the Shaba. Yeah. Oh, Bobby got some music playing in the background.
Okay, Bobby. Okay.
That what you used to do in the club, Miss Markins? You used to.
Don't do that. Don't do that. Don't do that. Don't do that, Grandma. Don't do that, Grandma.
Boy, I got shot.
Mr. Markins, everybody has a past, Mr. Markins.
I still do it right now. What's the name of that club?
I don't
Somebody
Lime Key?
posted a Lime Key flyer.
Lime Key.
Flyer.
Madhouse.
Yes, Lime Key. One time for Lime Key. Oh my goodness.
My brother used to talk about that club so much that I feel like I've been there, but I actually never have.
I made it in. I made the cut, man.
That's
You made
how
the
I
cut, Dwight. I'm jealous. You're only 2 years older than me. How you made it in there?
It was a good time, brother. You know.
That is how I felt about Bermuda. You used to talk about Bermuda. So much.
Yeah.
I thought I had been, but I actually have never. But in my spirit, I've been several times.
Right.
Bermuda is a personal all-time favorite. Like that's my all-time favorite Miami club.
Shout out to Chunky Kunk who would always be out there holding it down.
What? Now he had a long career because he continued through Cub Steel,
What
through
about
Banana
me,
Joe's,
How about
in
Hello
the
Summer?
Grove, and my cousin and I supported that black business several times.
I'm gonna take it back to when I was
exiting the club
in elementary school. I want to say it was elementary, maybe it was middle.
Are you going sneakers?
Sneakers.
Yeah, I've heard about that one.
Sneakers.
I've heard about that. Now hold on, Miss Markins. Was sneakers a skating ring?
No,
it was just a regular club.
No, it was a club, and it was on the backside, right there where Publix is now on
136. Right?
Yes. Well, no, not that far south. I'm north. It's in between 144th and that Publix before you get to the Starbucks.
Oh, the big Publix. You're talking about that big Publix.
It was, yes, but it wasn't Publix because Publix was the drive-in theater. The drive-in movie theater. So it was a little.
You took it on the way back. Shout out to being down the street from Big Daddy's where my dad used to hang.
Big Daddy's on 152nd Street in US 1. That's right.
It was right on the corner.
Look, and then when we got a little older, we were able to do that Stardom and Skylight. What you say about
that? That's Kendalltown and Country, correct?
Kendalltown and Country.
I think
so now, by the time we came along, that was. What was it? Was it World of Reggae?
Yeah.
Right.
Yes. And then remember there was iguanas in Kendall.
Iguanas, yes.
Iguanas in Kendall. And then I think is Lime Key was Sunset, right?
No, Lime Key.
No. Lime Key was right there on Kendall and like 107 and 107th.
Not 117.
It was 117th or 107th, Dwight?
Well, off of 117th.
No.
In between 117th and 107.
No.
No, what?
No.
I thought it was in that
Lime Key?
Lime Key.
Yeah.
Reggae?
Yeah. Kendall and 107th, correct?
Kendall and 107th. 107th.
That's what I thought.
107th is
now, how do I know that, Dwight, and you don't know that, and you claim.
Listen, brother, I didn't drive there, brother. I just got
So what was the one off of 72nd? It was like 117th and 72nd.
That's the Jet Set, Rose.
Yes, but it was called something else.
It was called something. It's been called a lot of things, but it was a Jet Set.
Yeah, it was something else. So
but even before Stardom and Skylight, there was Manhattan's.
Yeah, that's South Miami. That's where the UN places to hang out. I know about all these spots. I was in the streets before I was in the streets.
I was gonna say, why do you know these things?
How do you know anything?
Why do you know these things?
Is Manhattan
clearly Jay was
used to be?
Manhattan's beat you by a couple years. You wasn't supposed to be in Manhattan.
Okay, but that's not what we're discussing right now. We were talking about popular clubs and things that we did in Miami and Manhattan. You didn't ask me how I got in Manhattan.
We don't want.
How did you get in Manhattan?
Yes, I was going to say now. If you're asking me how I got into Manhattan, it was compliments of my babysitter.
La 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 la.
Wait, did you go with the babysitter?
No, ma'am. I didn't go with the babysitter. What she did was she gave me her driver's license. And so I would use her driver's license to get into places, before I was supposed to. I think the statute of limitations has passed, so I'm good on that.
Yeah.
And that babysitter has gone on to be a doctor, and she is.
You like how she covered that up? You like how she covered that up?
Things.
I have a similar story.
Oh, wait. It was one more club. Manhattans and strawberries.
But it's
oh yeah.
Strawberries from Latif.
Latif, what was you doing in strawberries, Latif?
Story with the ID, Jessica.
You can say, how old were you with this ID?
Of my friend.
How old was I?
I
was in college.
Me have her ID.
Okay.
And I used to get into club. Like, that's what I used to use to get into iguanas, like up north, iguanas, town and country. Like, I never had a problem using the ID. And one time I did go to iguanas up north, and this was a month shy of my 21st birthday, and they took the ID.
Oh, wow.
Finally got you.
Gotta be more careful.
Got your lying behind.
She gave my classmate my ID and to get in, and they looked at it and they were like, "You are not Jay, girl. You're not Jay. We went to school with her." Come on in. That was so funny. That story.
Oh Lord.
Yeah, you're not Jay.
We used to get into strawberries. We used to get in on our student ID, the PIP, FIU ID.
Miles, they was in there hanging with Michael Irving in them back in the day.
Yeah, back in Manhattan. That's some old players.
Yeah, they were there.
Yeah. It's probably because you didn't have any footage back then as well. Okay.
What's the other name? Oh gosh. Anyway, this guy, he was there. Yes.
Yeah, that's my
probably wearing that same jacket.
So what happened about Michael Irving?
They got the video. They got the video.
Innocent.
They showed the video footage.
Innocent.
Right? They showed him doing nothing to that young lady.
Right.
He still has his lawsuit though, right?
No, not yet. But what they did was they gave him the right to release the footage.
And then the charges hadn't been, like, the girl sued, but they didn't press any charges yet because they wanted to get all the evidence and stuff. And so he released the video and it showed there was no crime committed. So I don't think the state attorney is going to go after it.
But he's countering with $100 million.
Right, exactly.
As he should.
And I hope he get every penny.
As he should.
I mean, if you saw the footage, he shook the lady's hand. Matter of fact, if you saw the footage, the manager and that lady, they tried to set him up. If you see the footage.
What?
Yes. She goes out of her way. The manager talks to her and tells her to kind of go over that way. She goes out of her way, goes to Michael Irving, right? Yep, and goes to Michael Irving. The manager is walking towards the back, and she walks towards the manager, and they have a conversation. So they try to set him up.
Mm-hmm.
He angrily addresses
these particular incidents do an incredible disservice to the young ladies who are actually victims of sexual misconduct,
and vice versa as well.
Yeah, it really does, because now when you report something like this as a woman, they're going to be looking at you with that skeptical eye, and you're going to have to really prove it, because he's going to get paid from this, because he lost a lot of money, and it was the knee-jerk reaction due to the new wave of the Me Too movement, where people have been filing these claims that have been 10, 20 years in the rear. And that's not to invalidate them. I don't want anybody to think that I'm calling them out, but there's a lot of individuals and a lot of women out there there's a lot of women out there who have gotten paid from preying on these type of incidents, and there's the knee-jerk reaction, and they get what they get, and then it's a wrap. So, like, I'm telling you, man, like, you see these, and it's very unfortunate, man. It's very unfortunate for him, and it's very unfortunate, like I said, for those women who have valid claims where they've been violated improperly by sexual misconduct.
You are correct. And the other thing is this narrative continues to play out with Black men and white women in particular.
Exactly.
In particular. This is
he's been through that, Rose. He's been through that.
Huh?
Yeah.
He's been through that. Like his last 3 like sexual misconduct allegations, the charges have all been dropped because he went through this late in his career with Dallas, him and Eric Williams. And I remember him distinctly leaving the hotel, or he was leaving somewhere, and he was like, I want y'all, he was talking to the reporters and the media that were on site, and he was like, I want y'all to write with the same vigor, with the same vitriol. I want y'all to clear my name. Yeah, he was like, I want y'all to clear my name.
Hold on.
The same way, the same energy.
Yes.
Keep the same.
Vitriol sound like a medicine. Sound like a medicine.
Yeah.
Right.
I think you got. Oh yes, but I'm just pointing that out too, though. Like, you know, several throughout history, right? And Senator can help me out with this. But, you know, throughout history, we have constantly seen this narrative where white women have accused Black men of sexual misconduct, and they have even lost their lives. You know what I'm saying? Behind this foolishness. You know what I'm saying? And it
Rosewood, Black Wall Street.
all of the, I mean, and it goes on and on. You know, we could write a book with a list of names that this has affected, the lives that this has affected, the Black men's lives in particular that this has affected. And that's the part that really, really upsets me. You know.
Let me ask you a question. How many people on this panel, or do you know of, that if something happened, you would be able to get in contact with the NFL immediately to have a situation in the way that this ended? I mean, don't you think that it should have taken a lot more time for this young lady, her attorneys, and all of this to even contact someone from the NFL to even notify them of what happened, and then for the NFL to have a reaction to it?
Right.
The expediency of it all.
Go back to the setup.
ESPN and the NFL.
Yeah, it does not add up.
Because they're one and the same, Roy. They're one and the same almost.
Mm-hmm.
It's synonymous right now. The worldwide leader in the NFL are definitely synonymous and one and the same.
Here's a question I have. I mean, along with what she just said, would we be talking about this if it was a Black woman that accused him?
He wouldn't have gotten fired. Wouldn't have happened.
No, I'm just saying.
It wouldn't have been a story. We wouldn't have even known.
News. It might not even be made.
No, we would have known. They had the same conversation. She made the same accusations. We would not have known. It would have been under the rug, or not even no attention drawn to it at all. Not even under the rug. Just like, okay, that didn't happen. It would have just been no credit given to it at all.
Once again, Roy, you have wildly the racism that is America, sir. I had no idea.
I would say this, Ava, you might be right, but Brian Burns would definitely beg to differ and disagree.
Clarence Thomas too, but
okay. So with Clarence Thomas, though, you know. Anyways, next story.
We joke about Clarence, we joke about him, but here's the thing: why don't we ever talk about his success being there?
Yes, you are right.
They need to pay him.
That's the problem with this show. We should celebrate this brother even being there.
They absolutely need to apologize.
And
so, did you guys apologize to Clarence Thomas? Did you see Young Miami's role?
It's a milestone, Latif, for him to be where he's at. We should celebrate him.
What did you say,
Bobby? No. Bobby put his picture up.
Bobby said, "I can mute." I'm not muting anybody. Don't do that.
Bobby changed the subject, y'all.
Bobby said that.
He did. He sure did. He was like, enough.
Young Miami. What was she on? BMF.
Was she not on?
What was the name of the show?
Yeah, BMF.
It was BMF?
I don't know.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh! So you guys didn't see her acting debut? Not debut.
Oh
no.
Debut. That's not true. That's
I
not
haven't.
acting debut.
I'm gonna binge. I'm gonna binge BMF this week coming up, spring break.
Cause I was like Ebony and Miles. That's your.
I know. I'm behind. I am behind. I have to admit. I'm so sorry.
That's the story.
Well, let us know after you guys watch it. What did you think?
I have a confession to make to the panel.
What is that?
I cut BMF out of the rotation. I ain't gonna lie. I did, man.
But look, Miles,
I cut BMF out of the rotation, Miss Markins, because I'm trying to embark on this journey of self-improvement, and I'm actually finally on the pace where I have read 5 books in the last 3 months. So I'm trying to hit my 12 number, so get 1 a month. So I figured that in order to do that, I needed to cut out some of that TV.
But you cut out BMF?
Yeah, I did. I cut out. It was that. It was that, or Power with the new one with Tariq, and I gotta watch Power, so something had to go. So.
Well, Miles, let me ask you this: on this whole new discovery, creating the new person that you are aspiring and see yourself being, can we go online and I'm gonna show you some suits that I think would be extra Miles-esque for 2024.
So basically what you've done. So what you've done is you've petitioned for the job of the stylist. Is what you've done.
Don't
Miles. What she said is you can't wear my suit size.
No, I don't wear your suit. Those suits are tailor-made.
You wear my suit size, Miles. Stop it.
Oh, sir, those suits are tailor-made, sir.
Right now.
I'm volunteering. I'm volunteering.
I can't buy hoodies because of you. Now I can't buy suits because of you, Miles. But I love you.
All right. So this guy, you all are probably the same size. How tall is this guy?
6'10", 6'11".
6'10", 6'11". So did you all see him shoot in the parking lot?
Rain Man, making it rain another way.
Yes. I was glad.
He had to retaliate.
Yeah.
Yes. But it's so funny how when you only hear one half of the story,
right?
That's the part of the story that the media leads with,
right?
It's a little annoying,
right?
It's annoying.
But this goes back to the point that Ebony and Roy were making earlier: the racial dichotomy associated with these situations.
The dichotomy. The dichotomy.
They put the story out there, and all you hear. Sean Kemp shooting at somebody in the parking lot. They conveniently lead with that part, and then on the back end, you later find out, he was shooting at somebody in self-defense. Well, why you ain't say that in the first place? You got us thinking that Sean Kemp in his retirement has adopted a new profession of being a thug and pulling drive-bys in the parking lot.
Right.
But no, that's not what happened.
But I mean,
his own business, yeah.
Plus everything you said, Miles. But also at the same time, this goes back, and we see this happen over and over again. When you're the famous person holding the gun, Ja Morant, they gonna call you out. Those
are two different situations, though.
No, what I'm saying is you got to know your station. True. In proximity to whoever you're rolling with. Like Ja's with these folks who are nameless. They might be his homies, but the homies don't get named in the article.
Right.
Kim's out there.
That part.
Like when you're out there, I get it. It's in self-defense, but you're still Sean Kemp. Like, why are you at 53 putting yourself in a situation where you got to return fire? Or you got to be in a situation.
Well, who said he put him in? Who said?
Right, that's what I was gonna say. He may not have necessarily put himself.
Oh, he did. Yes, he did. Because his items were stolen.
Oh yeah.
He had a tracker on them.
You're right.
He went to the
location. He went to get them.
Yes.
You're right.
You're right. So
911 is the same everywhere.
But what I'm saying is we can't when regular folks, when average everyday folks are doing that, it doesn't make the news. All I'm saying is get to a point in your life. It's like when Jessica talks about the Gucci store. get to a point in your life where you can call somebody to handle that for you, as opposed to you handling it yourself.
Yep.
Yeah.
And
Hello? Is this John Wick? I need you real quick.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? It's like Michael got busted holding weed. It's like people like, you ain't got a weed, man. You the starting quarterback for the Atlanta Falcons.
I'll be right there.
Right.
Right.
I gotta call John. I already know what time it is.
You gotta learn how to delegate. Delegate the staff.
Right.
Right.
Oh my. We go, somehow I knew this was going to be on the rundown today.
I'm not mad at it.
Of course. I mean, why not?
I mean, Ciara is at the Vanity Fair party, after party.
Appropriate for the theme.
What is the theme, Avis? Barely there?
Barely there. Old Hollywood, barely there.
Yeah.
And she, you know, she made the thing work. She did what she needed to do.
He's giving Josephine Baker realness. What's up?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay.
Now.
Avis. So Avis, you make this claim, and as a married woman who has 2 sons,
Here we go.
I'm just asking. You tell me.
Uh-huh.
You tell me. You're wearing something like that next to your husband?
You saw how Russell looked at her. He was like, yes, ma'am.
I'm asking you, Avis, are you wearing something like that next to your husband?
That might not be her relationship with her husband.
Right.
I just asked the question, Roy. I just asked.
Why wouldn't I?
Well, with the world. Yeah.
Why wouldn't I?
You tell me.
Because I'm married. Because I'm married. Because I'm married.
Did you ask me?
I'm asking. Because I'm married. Is that why I shouldn't be wearing it?
You're married? You're somebody's mama?
So? They saw me before that. I mean, hello. She's more less in real life.
You had them, they didn't have you? Okay.
That's right. Listen, if I was Ciara and she's been rocking this body and we're here for the theme of the party, let's go.
Right.
Whatever. Why? I think my problem is why am I being stopped because I'm married and I have kids. If I was single, it would be okay. I'm asking.
How many children would it be okay?
The body is still the body.
Hey,
my kids are not at this party. It's okay.
Hey, I'm going to respectfully bow out of this.
You have
No, please.
I would like to just play devil's
for M&M's,
advocate
Miles,
and throw in the fact of the video that's been circulating with her and Russell at the prison.
Oh, singing,
saving souls.
Yeah,
that don't mean
that was down here, right? That was in Miami.
Yeah,
people can't be.
No, I don't know. I don't know where it was. I don't know if it was in Miami.
It was down here. It was at Everglades.
It was.
Wow.
Yeah, that's real.
Oh, we're Ebony, you're saying that because she
I'm just throwing it out there.
Because she was professing Christ, then she should not be in theme at the party. That's what you're saying?
No. I just threw it. I said I'm going to play devil's advocate and throw in that just to see if
she better stay some more saints, you know. Get some more people to come out to church. Because they're like, you know, she's human too. I'm gonna roll with her. But you never know, she's still saving lives.
What kills me is
save lives.
The selective outrage, right?
Thighs ain't all that thick, but okay.
Right. I'm just saying, compared to everybody else who had that theme going on, she had the best theme, yeah.
I mean, essentially, it's a bathing suit with a bathing suit.
Exactly.
That's it.
Exactly. She has a bathing
suit. It is a bathing suit.
An event that's being barely
not
there.
A bathing suit though. Like I was good when until y'all said it was a bathing. There ain't no bathing suit.
It is.
Well, clearly you haven't been out.
It is.
When was the last time you went to the beach?
Let me say this. In my house, that's not a bathing suit.
Right. That's like in color bed that might be a bathing suit, but in these streets, that's a bathing suit. Right?
That's a bathing suit.
I mean, that's what you see when you go out to South Beach or Miami Beach and stuff like that. You see that, and you see You see quite a
No,
lot.
I think you see more,
Yeah, that's what
especially
I'm
if they,
saying.
especially
Well,
depending on what beach you go to.
Right.
Exactly.
Right.
Well, here's what I don't really appreciate about the whole thing. When you have guys like Jason Whitlock come on and talk about them, first of all, you're very disrespectful, very disrespectful.
And could
And
never get
What did he
Ciara.
say?
And you know, Russell, listen, you know what kind of woman you got. You need to divorce her. And it's just like, I think people really don't respect Russell Wilson and they don't view him as a black man. So that therefore you feel like you can say something. Because you wouldn't say something like that to like a Shannon Sharp or there's certain
about
And you want to say that to no
you ain't saying that to Kobe. You know what I mean? Like there's some people, you're not saying that to. Like you are very selective on who you said that to.
Yeah.
You ain't saying that to Jay-Z.
It's the selective outrage.
No.
You ain't saying that to Jay-Z.
No, you're not saying that to Jay-Z.
Yeah, and we talked about that in the pre-production meeting. I was like, okay, what other black woman could have something on like that and people not say anything about it? Because I do feel like Ciara is the type of person, for whatever reason, everybody's going to have an opinion about anything that she does. Anything that she does.
Because Halle Berry's outfit was comparable. And she is 15, 20 years older.
Yeah.
Nobody said a word.
Not a word. But see, now
I
here's the thing.
I would say that Roy is correct. I think it's the Russell Wilson factor.
It is, because here's the thing. Even Dwayne Wade's wife dressed like that. People said something though, because they don't feel like Dwayne Wade's just this. If you don't have that kind of machismo, they ain't saying nothing to you. If you have it, they're gonna. If you know, no, you're not messing with Jay-Z. Dwayne Wade, some of those guys, they're gonna question you.
So you're saying that Will Smith doesn't have it because Chris Rock went on ahead and said
question your manhood.
Which is mad unfortunate, right?
That's funny.
Because there's this notion, because it perpetuates this notion of hypermasculinity among black men.
100%.
As if black men cannot just be, right?
Right.
To marry somebody and allow that person, the freedom to have their own agency to dress how they want to dress and not have it be a situation. What a crazy concept, right? And it's just like, let that brother Russ do his thing. But I really don't feel as though he's feeling any type of way, because at the end of the day,
he knows his wife.
All these cats would love to be an NFL quarterback. All these cats would love to be married to Ciara. Yeah. All these cats would love all these things, and he just gets to sit back and be like, call it what you want. I got, like, my life is good.
Got it.
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah. But you know what I call though? I call the because what you see Russ and his wife in the community a whole lot more. Those are just distractions for us. That's all. It's a distraction.
So Monique says that she is now going to be monogamous in her marriage.
Oh.
She is no longer going to have an open marriage. She said that she is tired.
She should be tired.
She is tired of being with other men.
Too late.
Monique is a little exhausted.
She is exhausting. It's just like, okay.
I mean, but this is the clear-cut case of. This is the poster child for abuse, for mental abuse, and sexual abuse, because you've been conditioned and you've been molested. You've been conditioned to be a part of this, to the point where.
I agree, Darty.
Darty, tiring.
Right.
You're tiring.
So she gets into this situation.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, and that's Darty homegirl, because she's from Baltimore.
What you got to say, Darty? What the streets saying in Baltimore? Be more.
It's.
But I mean, but she just, this is par for the course. I mean, how you gonna agree to something and then like I don't know now.
Oh no! She didn't agree to it. It was her idea. This was what she decided.
Right.
Oh, right. Got it.
I think Monique is going through an identity crisis because every time I see her, there's
It's
something different.
something.
One day she's
Yeah.
heavy, one day she's thin, one day she wants to be with multiple, one day she doesn't. Then I saw her on and she was now she's
Beefing
vegan.
with other women and
She's,
this and that.
she's out there talking about
Yes.
food and acting like who's our favorite black
Captain
lady today?
Brown.
When I say she was copying everything she and telling but I said, Lord, this lady has an identity crisis.
I mean, but she tries to stay relevant. I mean,
Cardi, you
Yes,
always the victim.
yeah, there's always an argument of like when her and DL Hughley were
Right.
asked, and I was like, what is she talking about?
Right.
And DL,
You know what?
and DL was extremely eloquent about his
In handling the situation. Yeah.
That's called grace.
When was the last time we saw Monique happy? Like that she was just you just felt like her energy was in a positive spirit.
Right.
I know what it was
That's
when
a
she was
good
with
question,
Parker.
Avis.
When she played the Parkers, was that it?
I mean, but for me, it just boils down to, and I made this point before, you can't continue you can't vacillate on the fence when it comes to marriage. Either you're in or you're out. And I just have the personal opinion.
Vacillate. Oh, missed that one. Hold up.
I just have the personal opinion.
If I was drinking, I'd be drunk, boy.
I just have the opinion that
we're all about this water.
that embarks upon an open marriage is looking for the best of both worlds, and you can't do that. You can't have one foot in and one foot out. You can't be in the world and of the spirit. I mean, the Bible talks about that, and I know that we're coming at it from an esoterical and spiritual perspective. But
what?
Esoterical.
Oh, what?
I know that we're coming at it from a.
You know what you just did? You validated what you've been doing. You said you've been reading, boy. Reading is a system,
right. You've been reading the SAT book. That's what we've been reading.
Brother been reading, shouty. Brother been reading, brother shouty. So I don't see how anybody would be happy because again, when we talk about the covenant of marriage and matrimony, it's designed to cultivate a intimate relationship with one person. So if you're sleeping with this person, you're with this person, you're doing that with this person, you're doing that with that, you're never gonna have that peace. And her life is a direct reflection of those multiple soul ties that she continues to.
That is where I was gonna go, Miles, to piggyback.
Like like look at it. Like you said, when was the last time you saw? We're not gonna even say happy, but when was the last
with positive energy?
Monique looked stable, emotionally and stable.
It's
she was on that Alice
because the multiple soul ties.
When you're intimate
within you, and that's how that is.
Yeah, you're intimate with somebody else. You're attracting those other spirits.
That's true.
You don't know what they've been going through, and then you bringing that into your house, and you wonder why you can't sleep. You wonder why you feel this kind of way. You wonder why.
That's draining.
That's true.
Monique said she's tired and she wanted everybody else to be tired with her. She just doesn't have the words for it. She's like, I'm tired. Y'all about to get all this energy and I'm just going to make y'all miserable with me. That's it.
She's been holding it in for a long time. She's just letting it come out little by little.
Yeah.
Be tired of you too.
But people do have different views of marriage.
That's very true, B. That's very true, B. And that's not me infringing my beliefs upon somebody else because you're free to live and do what you do. But on the outside looking in, that's my perspective of it. I mean, and that's why I think, again, when we talk about marriage and we talk about monogamy, and we talk about being with one person, like either to me you're in or you're out. Listen, I'm married. I know it's not easy. I know it's difficult. You know, I know that. But to me, the easier thing in life would be to have the multiple women or to have the side chick or to say, let's have an open marriage and you can do what you do and I'm going to do what I do. How does that work and come together in the unity of holy matrimony when we're inside our household? Like, maybe it's not meant for me to understand. And I will gladly step away and let you have that. Because that's
the
just
other
not
thing.
something I believe.
Other thing on top of what you're saying though, Miles, from a spiritual perspective, once she put her business out on the street and she's been doing it for over the years, don't you ever think that you might be under attack spiritually, and your marriage may come under attack as well from the stuff that you're spewing out?
Then we go deeper into the spiritual aspect of it, Lord, because now we're questioning, asking what's her relationship with God, or do
I'm
they
about to
even
say,
have
here's
God?
the thing: y'all viewing marriage as a covenant. She might be viewing marriage as just a contractual obligation.
A business. It might be business.
I go with him.
Own definition of marriage.
And she's probably so far in.
You said I
Isn't
go
he her
with him?
manager too?
My definition, I go with him. I mean,
right. But isn't he her manager?
He's been her manager for years.
Yes.
So she doesn't want to get Ken
Will
dude.
you go with me? Check yes or no.
No, she's like, I don't want to be Ken dude. That's what we're not doing right now.
Still, from a spiritual perspective, she doesn't have
like Mary J. Blige, yeah.
There's no
she
head.
put it on her bathroom mirror.
She said he's the best manager she's ever had.
No, Monique, her manager.
That's what she don't say, so she don't ask for half.
She said, "Will you marry me?" With a little box, yes or no.
Yes or no.
Yes or no.
That was nice on the runway. I don't know about in the seat though.
It was beautiful in the seat. Take out space, girl. Take out space.
You better do it.
I think someone was saying in the production meeting that they thought that this might have had like a class to take it on and off. Like when you got into the Oscars, you were supposed to take all of that off.
Like pull it down.
Yeah.
Let me tell you how. You better do it, girl.
Tim's is out here.
Stunt on them. Stunt on them.
Yeah, she's
block everybody.
All y'all sitting behind me.
Like all y'all.
Remember Halle Berry
got
did
better
the same
seats.
thing? Remember Halle Berry went with the big afro one year somewhere?
Yes.
Yeah.
I do recall.
Complaining about her. And so the internet, Twitter, and everybody was talking about a person whose facial expression reacted, I guess, unhappily towards Jamie Lee Curtis. But in this picture, it looks like it wouldn't be Angela Bassett. It looked like they should have been talking about Carrie. Carrie's face is worse than Angela Bassett's. And you finally had someone to say the only reason why they're discussing Angela Bassett is because she is Black.
Don't say it, girl.
Point blank, period.
That Carrie's facial expression was completely outdoing Angela Bassett, and then they even went as far as to say, "Oh yeah, Belinda, you sent this to us." That Angela was holding back tears.
Yeah.
Being disappointed.
Again.
And her disappointment in trying to pull it together at that moment led to everyone having a conversation about how she was not happy for Jamie Lee Curtis.
Right.
But why can't she be unhappy for herself? Like, I don't understand that. Why can't she be disappointed for herself?
In order for the story to work, Jamie Lee Curtis has to be the victim.
Right.
And also, in order for the story to work, Angela Bassett had to be part of the story. Like, you need both of those two legends for the story to work.
Right. You got to have the angry. You got to have
the angry Black woman.
You got to have the cliche of the angry Black woman.
Yes.
And it has to be personified in all aspects of this. My only thing is, and I'm gonna say, I said it before, and I'm gonna keep saying it. I don't understand why we looking to them for validation of our platform of how we perform and how we do. We know we are better. We know we act better. We know we play better. We act better. We read better. We do everything better. I don't need crap with nothing.
He preaching
everything.
You preaching today too, boy?
Yeah, he preaching.
Like, what we doing here?
I have accomplished and what I have done. All you got to do is check my resume.
Yeah.
It speaks for everything, and it wraps circles around every last one of y'all.
Preach, boy.
BET Awards.
Preach.
Oh boy.
Thank you.
Oh boy.
Go, John.
Well, I guess that goes to
Hey Auntie.
These two gentlemen took the stage, and Michael B. Jordan came out and said, "Hey Auntie." And you know what was so funny about that was the kind of situation where if you knew, you knew. You know what I mean? Like you had to know what was going on
Right.
to
And half the white
enjoy
folks in
that.
there didn't know.
And to let us know we got her. We hear y'all. We are here with her. Y'all know we got her.
Right. And Angela, we got you.
Right.
We see you, and we know what should have happened.
Amen.
What should have happened.
And
that was such a great
many people agreed with the fact that Jamie Lee Curtis's performance was nowhere near as stellar as Angela Bassett's was.
So I just started watching her movie. And when I tell you I've had to restart that movie 3 times because Dwight, have you seen it? Because I don't understand how I can't get it. It doesn't connect at all.
It is all over the place.
All over the place.
And then,
isn't this young lady Stephanie? Wasn't she in the movie?
Yeah.
And they said that Stephanie's performance was better than Jamie Lee.
Exactly.
So if they were going to give it to someone who was in the movie, it
no,
was supposed to be Stephanie,
it's
not Jamie.
Hollywood, what they tend to do is when they feel like somebody needs to get their flowers, they will give them an award for something they should have never gotten an award for.
Right. Because wasn't there a
That's
movie
weird.
recently that nobody had thought of or seen, and it started catching fire all because somebody said something about it, and it was in like the SAG Awards or whatever, or the Emmys started winning.
How it always goes.
That's every movie award.
That's how it goes. Like what? What movie was that?
I think the
every year.
I want to say this: John Majors did an excellent job in Devotion by playing Jesse Brown, the first Black naval pilot for the Navy. And he did an excellent job. And what I did not know in that movie, and of course it's typical America in my opinion, is that I didn't know that his remains are still over in North Korea.
Yep.
And they have not recovered his remains to this day.
Hmm.
So he hasn't had a proper burial ever.
And the family's still petitioning the U.S. government to get him back.
Right.
What?
Typical
That's
U.S.
crazy.
government. Yeah, and typical U.S. government, they like, yeah, all right.
Yeah,
Ain't he black? Ain't he black? Why we gotta go get it? Ain't he black?
But the other part of that is the snub of Viola Davis for Woman King.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
You know, people forget about that. Like
that was huge.
The fact that she did not get a nomination. And to T's point earlier, she's been arguing this about Hollywood for a long time. That
Yes, she
she
has.
doesn't need the.
She don't need validation from.
She don't need the validation. But at the same time, it's like,
but doesn't that change your shit?
Recognize my performance. You know what I'm saying? Like,
right.
You know what I'm saying? It's like Michael Jordan hitting 38 with the flu. You better talk about that. Like,
right.
Like,
exactly.
Right. Yeah. But listen, I don't watch the Grammys. I don't watch the Oscars. I don't watch any of it because, my people are not going to be recognized the way they need to be recognized, period, regardless of what they do, how they, like you said, and I know that I know, like Latif said, that we're better, we're stronger, we're this, with that. So, I'm looking to you for you don't validate anything that goes on in my life.
I remember having a conversation with a coworker, and we were talking about sitcoms, and she was like, Miles, have you seen Friends? And I looked at her, and she was like, too white, huh? I said, I didn't say it, you did.
You should have been like, yeah, I watched
that show and I have nothing in common. Like, my relationships are nothing. It just doesn't correlate to me. It doesn't. Like,
it doesn't resonate with me. Sorry.
Right.
It wasn't Friends to jump off.
Watch what was called Living Single.
But that's how we know how Friends was created. The creator, when they asked him what was his favorite show, he said Living Single. So what he did was he took the same concept,
spinoff.
and it was like, I created Friends.
Spinoff. Again, and I didn't even know that, Roy. So
and same storylines in some
it
cases.
validates it. You know what? When you think about it,
copycat.
Avis, it really is. It really is.
Yeah.
It's the same storyline. But I've seen Living Single. I have not watched one episode of Friends. Not one. I watched Big Bang Theory though.
Oh, you said Living Single. I heard you say In Living Color. I was like, that's a lie. Okay. I got you now. Because I thought it was Girlfriends.
The funny thing is, my profession, you know, as
probably both.
As Lily as my profession is, you know, I run into all these wanting to watch these shows all the time. And dudes are like, man, did you see that episode? Man, that was pretty awesome. I'm gonna say episode of what? And they're like, oh, Seinfeld. Like,
I'm gonna tell you though. Seinfeld was good though.
No, you have to hit them with. Did you see the first episode of BMF?
Right. No, I always hit them with
till it goes silent. Oh, okay.
I always hit them with. Yeah. Did you see the Jeffersons the other night? Did you? And they're like, the Jeffersons. Yeah.
Hey, we're moving on up.
Moving on up, baby.
That's a good show. I watch it every night.
Exactly.
Let's give Marla Gibbs her flowers while she's still here.
Oh, can we do that?
Flowers,
the Jeffersons, all of that.
I will say this. I overheard a conversation and it made me cringe to the point where I just started talking loud because I didn't want to hear it. It was last night.
Because I can see you doing exactly.
It was last night. And the other adult who was with me left me. And so I was sitting there with these two kids. And there's this table a couple of rows over from us. And they were giving their account of the Chris Rock special.
Oh, Lord. Because
the kids
was not us.
The kids were?
No. The kids were with me. These are some adults who are sitting like two, I said rows, but two tables over from me. And I was, huh?
They were Lily.
They weren't of African descent or Black descent. And I was just very uncomfortable because I didn't want to hear them say the wrong thing.
Oh, they were going to say the wrong thing.
And then have to react with the two kids at the table. Mm-hmm. And so instead of allowing myself to get in that dynamic, I just started talking can you pass the garlic bread? I mean, I just started talking really loud because I'm like, and then in my loudness, let me remind you, I'm sitting here. I'm sitting right here. So let's just be mindful of the direction of the conversation because I don't stop at mouth. See,
Mama said, did Harper say, "Mommy, why are you talking so loud? We're right here, Mommy."
No, my kids, they turn to each other. They're like, "Mommy's talking loud." That's what they do.
Right.
Harper's like,
Mommy, we're right here. Like, Mom, I understand the restaurant is loud, but Mom, we're right here. You don't have to
see Harper now.
Harper's on top of it. She's like, I'm not supposed to eat something.
Right.
Yeah. And Harvey like, she is so extra.
What is going on? Why are you talking so loud? Like, what's going on here?
I'm going to the bathroom. I'll be back.
What are we doing right here? What's happening?
A young MA.
What's that?
So I missed the meeting when we were talking about young MA. She's not doing well.
Well, that's the rumor and the word on the street based on the juxtaposition that you're currently showing.
I mean, Miles, can you just use a regular word every once in a while? To the position,
bro. Grade for the show,
Miles.
No grade.
Oh God,
Miles, come on, man. You know my vocabulary is. I got.
We're running out of liquid.
But it's true. But that looks like that. Like you look at the yellow in her eyes. Yeah. You know what? I'm gonna say. This is a prime example of what my sister would talk about when she said she would look into a lot of these young rappers' eyes who've been on these Mollies and Percocets for so long. She said that their eyes look soulless, and if you look into that deep yellow, that's what it looks like. It looks like she's a little bit over drugged up, and those drugs are starting to take a toll on her. Period.
Oh, she said in a statement, I recently was hospitalized and was successfully treated for several conditions.
Yeah. Right.
I'm doing better now. Will take some time, but I'm on the road to recovery and look forward to my future.
Yeah. Well, if you saw the side profile of her at the barbershop, she was missing a lot of hair too. Like she had plugs of hair just missing. So it wasn't a good look for her.
I'm just gonna lift her up in prayer.
Yeah, if she's getting out of the hospital and trying to recover, we just definitely have to keep her in prayer. Wow. Well, what do we know her for? I'm not familiar with her.
They hating, but they broke though. And when it's time to pop, it's a no show.
Oh, God, dog, that song from her.
Oh, okay.
You don't know her.
Ooh. Right.
She's the
these haters don't want body shake them off.
Yes. Yes, Miles.
Miles, you just pulled a Ciara. You didn't went to the club and came back and went to church.
Yeah. Hey, listen. Both things can be true.
That's right.
Both things can be
That's
true.
right. Jesus turned.
I can be righteous.
Right, Belinda?
I can be ratchet. I can
right,
be
Belinda?
righteous. I can
Put
be
on a
ratchet.
t-shirt, Miles.
You live that life.
We live it.
Yeah.
Every day.
Go to the club.
I'm just at a point in my life now where I'm more righteous than I am ratchet.
That's gonna be a Tubi movie about Miles' life. Ratchet to righteous.
Right?
Yes, Lord. Yes.
Oh yes. Let's not leave that segment without congratulating Ruth E. Carter. Is her last name?
Yes.
Yeah.
Hampton alum.
You just claiming her.
Every time she does a Black Panther movie, she gets an award. That's just
Steve, you didn't even know who this lady was before she came on this show.
I did know who she was.
Right.
We do have Hampton periodicals that circulate to us.
You just read it today, Latif. Admit it.
So
Congratulations, Ruth.
Of course, she wasn't there when I was there, but I think her and Wanda Sykes was there at the same time.
Oh, you want a double name drop? Oh, okay.
Right. I'm like, I don't know name. Maybe we want to like
Hampton, blah blah blah.
Of course. So she, of course, won for the second time, and is a proud Hampton alum, and she's also your soror, Jessica.
And Belinda.
That's
yes,
great.
and Belinda.
Yeah.
This thing is a mess.
What are we doing here?
That was the most awkward AKA reference I've ever heard.
Yeah, you too.
Speaking of,
Keon.
no, we're not doing that. Bobby put in my ear. I'm gonna say, speaking of awkward. I'm not saying speaking of awkward. Dion. So Dion, double down.
Double down.
Dion, double down. He said, "This is the way that we recruit," and I said what I said. Now,
Black people can say that.
Listen, it's been going on for years. It's the truth.
Black
He
people
just
say that.
was bold enough to say it.
Yeah,
That's all.
I mean, white coaches can't say that. Black coaches can. Period. Point blank. End of discussion. It is what it is.
yeah, we've come to grips with the fact that life is not fair.
I just feel
You live it every day.
bad. I feel bad for Dion because people ain't gonna be sticking a microphone in his face if he don't win at least 8 games next season.
At least 8.
Right.
That's it.
Here's the thing. Dion's won on every level. I don't see him not.
I'm just saying, like, I don't think he appreciates the pressure that he's about to walk into, or people just not giving a damn. You know what I'm saying?
I think he lomes this. I think he feeds off of this.
I don't think that there's a certain amount of pressure.
There's
Right? I
pressure.
think that you're looking
Well,
at.
no.
you're
What I
looking
mean
at-
by
you're looking
what
at-
I mean by pressure is like he's the validity that he has right now. I don't think he fully appreciates that it was related to the success he had at Jackson State. Because of Jackson State, and how HBCUs have been viewed historically.
Oh, interesting.
And his success.
I see.
He's just about to be a regular ass coach.
Oh,
I think here's where I disagree with you. Where I disagree with you is he's not a regular coach. Number one recruiting class.
Nick Saban been
no, he wasn't. He doesn't have the number one.
And here's the thing: we didn't even think he was going to win at Jackson State.
No, I didn't. I had a
Nobody saw that coming. They thought it was a joke.
No, I did. I did.
Saw it coming.
And the reason why I saw it is because he won on the high school level. And what he did, he just took the blueprint that he did at the high school level and brought it and was able to amplify it more on the collegiate level with the HBCU. And then from the HBCU, he's going to PWI and amplify that even more. Yeah. And so therefore I always had a feeling that he was going to be successful. I knew he was going to be successful because he was successful at the high school level. Now sometimes that doesn't translate, but you have to have the character and that charisma to make it work. And if you got to back it up, and he backs it up. Yeah. He talks trash, but he backs it up.
Yeah. Well, here's the thing: they were 1-11 last year. You win 2 games, you're still considered successful.
and what I'm saying is, I think he'll have a grace period. But what I'm saying is, like this stuff got a time limit on it right now, and it's like, okay, once you start getting to the rigor of the college football season, you're playing it out. It's just like he had a bigger soapbox, and I think that's something that he's going to lose a little bit. And I just feel bad about the whole situation because I think you're right. He's being vocal, doing his prime thing is.
Bobby turned the music off. He said, almost said something. Bobby said, "That's it. That's a wrap." You are right, Bobby. Peace. We'll see you guys same time next week right here. We'll see you next week. Peace.